What's up everybody, welcome back to the comic book haul video. Today is actually the 29th, and I just want to say thank you to everybody who wished me a happy birthday on August 28th. In case you didn't know, it's okay, don't worry about it. I was just posting it on everywhere. I was just having a really like casual but still it was still a good day. But yeah, anyways, welcome back to the comic book haul video. Today I got some pretty good books. I'm actually very excited to showcase these, and I don't want to wait any longer and keep talking, so let's go ahead and begin. Now, the first book that I picked up is issue 4 of Renato Jones, The 1%. I'm actually very happy that this came out because I've been waiting for this for a very long time. For some of you that don't know, this is a mature comic book, but I strongly still recommend that you pick this up. It's still a really good book. I haven't read something this good like in a while. I've said this before in the other comic book haul videos whenever I got the other issues of this one. And now the next issue is Snot Girl issue 2. I'm actually very happy with this read. Expect to see a comic book review on both issue 1 and 2 of this one sometime this week. But again, I highly recommend picking up this one. And then the next one that I picked up is Titans issue 2, and I got the variant cover because look at all the corners or all the sides. I mean, you get to see every Titans. And personally, to me, it just looked like it looked like a better cover. It actually did, to be honest. I actually like this variant. It's pretty nice. Expect also possibly a review on this issue too. And now the next one I'm showing you guys is also a very good one. I'm so happy to pick this one up. This is the variant of issue 1 of the Hellblazer. And I'm loving this one compared to the other cover. You guys will see that here in a second. So you can see, I mean, they're both good covers. For some reason, I felt like this cover felt more like Constantine. It felt more like a Hellblazer cover when I would see them in like 50-cent boxes over the original runs. But I'm actually very happy and very excited to read this one. Also expect to see a comic review on both the issue 0 and the issue 1 of this book. Now the last one that I picked up, not really last, but in terms of modern books, I picked up these two. I finally got around to picking up this one, Harley Quinn issue 1. This is a variant. I love it because of the way it's colored. But the weird thing is, it's supposed to be a variant, right? But it says 102, and I'm not sure why it says 102. Usually it says like 112, so, I mean, I don't know. That's just strange to me to see 102, so hopefully this is the variant. If not, I'm kind of screwed. But either way, it's still issue 1, and this is issue 2. I also got the variant for this one, and you can obviously see that this cover is pretty good. The reason why I got it is because of the bunny ears on the top of the Batman. It reminds me of the whole like Mad Hatter bat suit type of deal that you got to see in, what was it, Arkham City, I believe. But yeah, these comic books that I picked up, I got them from Earth 2. Not Sherman Oaks, the one in Northridge. I went to the one in Northridge because we just happened to be closer over there. I actually got the variants of Blue Beetle issue 1. It's finally here. My boy got a comic book. But DC, please hire me. But in all seriousness, I got the issue 1 variant from Earth 2 Comics, and now I can go ahead and start talking about the other one that's behind this one, which is the regular cover of Blue Beetle issue 1. I found this one over at Spiro's Heroes. I mentioned this before. It's a nice 50-cent comic store. You get to see a lot of back issues, and sometimes they have actual current stuff for a lot cheaper. Not like super cheap, but this one was $2 instead of $3, so I was actually happy to save $1. I mean, to me, it's like, hey, if I could save money on comic books, I can pick up even more comic books. But then I should probably stop because I look at my collection and I just realize it's gonna pile up, and eventually I'm probably gonna have to get storage or something and place them in there. Unless I start selling them or make giveaways for you guys to get them. But I'm so happy that we finally get the issue 1 of Blue Beetle. I believe this is supposed to be, it's issue 0. Correction, it's issue 0 because, you know, the other ones have DC Rebirth and this one just says Rebirth. But even then, expect to see a comic book review on this one. I wasn't saying these two, but I just realized the same comic book. But again, expect to see this comic book review. And now the next one that I picked up at Spiro's Heroes is something that got me into comic books. It's not the first comic book that I picked up, but it's the one that got me into comic books. And this is a really big deal to me because it's not a variant. It's actually Nightwing issue 16 of the New 52, and this is the whole during the death of the family. I had to make sure I didn't say the wrong one because I get mixed up between Death in the Family and Death of the Family. But if you guys can see that cover right there, this comic book was actually the one that got my attention. I used to follow DC Comics of Injustice, and they posted a photo, DC Comics posted a photo of this Nightwing issue that came out. And I was so curious. I'm like, why is the Joker wearing Nightwing's suit? But it was just one of those covers. And because of that, they didn't have that exact issue there. But my friend's like, that's not the one. I mean, this is more of a tie-in. so why don't you read this one? And that's when I picked up Batman issue 13 of the New 52. Unfortunately, I only have the the second printing of issue 13 of Batman New 52. So I'm on the quest to find the first print. I want the first print in my collection. It's one of those things. And I don't know if you guys noticed this on Snapchat, they had the whole issues 1 through 12 on the Batman New 52. It was insanely cheap, but I didn't want to spend it. I didn't want to spend that much money because I don't really have that kind of budget on me to be spending that much into that. Otherwise, you guys would not see this kind of comic book haul, and I would just be like, you guys, I got this thing for my birthday. I mean, I would have treated myself to it, but I'd rather get stuff to showcase to you guys so you guys can enjoy the comics that I pick up, and maybe some of you might pick it up or something, or might check it out, or might come out saying, hey, I had that exact same one too. You should definitely read the rest of this, because I've never read the Nightwing series, to be honest. This is the comic book that got me into comic books, but I never got it. This is the one that that caught my attention, but I got Batman issue 13, second printing. And the next thing that I picked up was interesting because I'm a big fan of Blackest Night. So I found issue 0 over there at Spiro's Heroes. They had it right there. It was a box literally just right there. I found it and I was lucky. And I was so happy that this was there because now I finally have issue 0 of the Blackest Night. I'm on a quest now to get the rest of them. And the other cool thing that we picked up here is the Blackest Night Director's Cut. I was gonna say Collector's Edition. It's the correct Director's Cut right here, folks. Issue 1 is the one-shot. And I'm actually very excited to read this one, to be honest, because it actually looks like it's never even been read when I was looking at it. And even right now as I'm looking at it, it looks like it's never been read. And this is still an awesome cover. For those of you that are familiar with the Blackest Night, let's be honest, it was an awesome read. It was a very awesome read. Because of that series, I got to pick up a pop figure that I have somewhere up here, and it's the Blue Lantern Flash pop figure. I think I posted it up on Instagram, I'm not 100% sure. The next thing that I picked up is the Green Lanterns DC First. This is a representing the Green Lanterns, basically, Alan Scott and Hal Jordan. See, the first team up of Alan Scott and Hal Jordan. This was actually a pretty cool one. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure if this is a, quote-unquote reprint, mainly because I know there was a series where these two kind of like met up, but to be honest, there's no real indication on that. So I'm not 100% sure, but I would love to own the actual first appearance between Alan Scott and Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. Because I believe that's also the first appearance of the multiverse, and I think that's still one of the greatest things ever. The next thing that I picked up is an Elseworlds annual of Catwoman issue 1. Now, Elseworlds, like I said, are retellings. They're different scenarios where you put your heroes or characters in different situations and kind of retell the story between them. This is what expands kind of like the whole multiverse universe, and this is what I really loved about DC, is that they were not afraid to put characters in different situations. Like you had Batman fight Dracula, and then Batman gets bit by Dracula, and then Batman becomes the vampire Batman. And we got to see him in a very 3D-like way inside Infinite Crisis, the video game, before it got shut down, which personally sucked because I really, really did enjoy that game for what it was. It got me to see all the characters that I never really got to see. A lot of people didn't like Convergence. I liked it because I got to see characters that you wouldn't see anymore. If anything, Convergence to me was more of like seeing old characters or characters you don't really come across in a modern book. And to me, it was just more fun to read and be like, oh, I recognize this character because I used to read this Elseworlds, or stuff like that. But that's why I love picking these up. And now the next thing that we picked up from that store is the Justice Society of America issue 1, and we also got issue 2 right behind it. I gotta say, I've never read this before, but I wanted to read it because it had, like I said, it has Alan Scott. You got, Jay Garrick up here. You even got Stargirl, right? And then there's Power Girl. I love Power Girl. And then, who else do I recognize in here? Black Cat, I believe. Wildcat. Why did I mix those two up? And then you got Hawkman. But yeah, I picked these two up. The rest of them were there, not the rest of them, but they were kind of like scattered. And I didn't really want to put time to like look through boxes because I found another box, and the other box was this one here, which was the Reverse Flash Rebirth issue 8. And the reason why I got this cover is not because it has a $5 tag on it, but it was 50 cents. If you notice right here where it's blocked, I mean, you guys will see the image, but I'll point it here anyways. Right here is like the snapping of, I believe this is death of the Reverse Flash, and I need to own those key issues. The death of the Reverse Flash, I have to own that one. It's in my list. It's in my list. Now the next thing that I also got is the Road to Flashpoint issue 11, and I got this cover. I got this one out of the other ones that were there. I know it's a really good story to read, but I got this one here because of the cover. I love the Flashes. I really do. You all know Jay Garrick is my favorite character. Is my favorite Flash of them all. Then comes Barry Allen, Kid Flash, and then there's the other Flash, Wally West. Or was that Impulse? It's supposed to be Impulse. I think I mixed those two up. I'm very sorry about that. I mixed those two up. I'm just really happy that I picked this one up. Except for one thing I want to mention is the Jay Garrick pop figure. I almost got it for like 15 bucks and then someone just beat me to it. I'm very sad that I don't have that pop figure. I need to find somebody with it. Please let me have it. Now the next thing that I picked up also is issue 0 of the Batman Incorporated. I've never actually read it. I probably should because Grant Morrison. Grant Morrison actually wrote this thing. And I love Grant Morrison. As I mentioned before, I met the guy. The dude's awesome. But I got issue 0. Hopefully now I can find issues 1 and so on and so forth. A lot of people have told me that it's a really good read, so I definitely need to read this one. And the next thing that I picked up is the Justice Society of America issue 10. Again, they were scattered, you guys, but that's why I didn't pick all of them up. I got issue 10 and I also got issue 11. Now the reason why I love these covers is because they look so damn amazing. So damn amazing. You cannot argue with me that they do not look amazing when they in fact do. Look at that. Look at that. Doosh. And now the next issue that I saw in the back is the Judgment Day for The Flash, issue 327. This is volume 1 of The Flash. I got this one because the cover looked interesting. I'm gonna be honest, that's mainly why I got it. I'm pretty sure this is a good read in terms of if you've actually collected the entire run or you were reading, you know, across this thing. But I mean, again, I got it because the cover looked very nice. And not only that, it's in really good shape, surprisingly. Usually when I find like 60 centers and stuff like that, they're not really in the greatest shapes, or in the greatest conditions, I mean. But this one kind of is. It just has a little bit of a little tear on the cover, but even then it's still pretty good. Now the next thing that I got is the Kingdom Come specials. These are one-shots of the Justice Society of America. This is one of them right here, and then the other one is right here in the back. And I'm actually very excited to read these because these are one-shots. Usually one-shots are a little bit more easier to read, and I know what you're thinking. Jose, if you were picking up the rest of the Justice Society of America, why didn't you pick up the rest? Yeah, thinking about it now, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know why I didn't. The other cool thing about Spiral's Heroes, as I mentioned before, is you know how we find old, you know, current stuff, like as I mentioned? We actually found the first printing of Aquaman. It's not in the greatest shape because it looks like somebody tossed it around. Not the people that work there, but it looks like, you know, whoever tried to sell it back to them didn't really take too good care of it, but it still looks like it's in still decent shape. I know I said the word too many times, but again, this is Aquaman Rebirth issue 1. I believe this is the issue 0, but even then, I already seen this one, I think in second printing or third printing, and it's really crazy. This is why I'm picking it up now, because I wanted to read it. People have actually told me it's really good. I'm gonna give it a shot and see if it's good. And if it's good, I'll pick up the other issue 1, and then you guys will see a review on this one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most awesome things ever. I finally got iZombie issue 1 in my collection. Some people don't like the TV show. I personally do. It's like a nice, campy, kind of cheesy, corny jokes, but I love the show. It's honestly one of my favorite shows to be watching right now. It sucks that we have to wait till next year to get the next season. I love the actors that portray the characters in the show. Because of the show and because of the actors, I decided to go ahead and try to find this entire run on its own. This is not the first appearance of the character herself. This is actually the second appearance, apparently, from what I read. But even then, ladies and gentlemen, I now have the first issue of iZombie, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's just kind of weird because you know how it's the first issue and it's a $1 thing? I didn't realize that this series itself, or this publishers, they actually tend to do that. So it gets confusing when you see this, but this is the only first issue I've ever seen around. So I'm gonna assume that this is the actual one and not some knockoff. But even then, it's the first issue of iZombie. It's the first issue. That's plain and simple. I got it. This was probably one of my favorite things that I picked up, because when it's your birthday and you find something good, you find something good. And now the next thing that I picked up, and I'm so happy to pick this up, this is actually the second variant of Forever Evil issue 7. Now, you don't understand how much I love the series itself. I finally got to see Owlman in a modern book, and it's beautiful. And now the other thing that we also have is the first variant of issue 7 of Forever Evil, and it's the Robot Chicken one. Look at this one. It's the robot chicken variant, and it's so cool because I actually wanted one, and it's gonna be so awesome. But you know what? I might actually give this one away to my friend Ryan. He's also a big robot chicken fan himself. So, you know, if Ryan watches the video, if you're watching it, Ryan, this is for you. And now the next thing that I have is the third variant of issue 2 of Forever Evil, and I'm not giving this one away. I want to keep this one. This is the third variant. The reason why I say third is because it says 4. Usually when it says 211, it means it's regular cover. 222 is the first variant. 231 is the second variant. 241 is usually the third variant. I don't know why it took a while. But yeah, this is the third variant of Forever Evil issue 2. I'm actually very happy that I found these. Again, I'm so happy I can add these to my collection because I'm a big fan of variants, and especially when it's on one of my favorite series. Dude, it was so good. I really loved Forever Evil. You don't understand. I really loved Forever Evil. And now the last one that I picked up from Spiral's Heroes is this one. Like I said, when there's a modern book and it's there in the store, I'm buying it because if I'm saving money, I can buy more comics everywhere else. So right here, you guys, this is the Flash issue 5. I didn't get the variant for this. It's actually the first printing. Well, not the first. Yeah, the first printing. And it's mostly because I like this cover better. I really do. It says Barry's Day Off, and it looks more. It looks more like it has more emotion in it. And personally, you guys, it's one of the best things I've read. The Flash series is really good. Totally recommend that you guys should check it out and pick it up. It's really good. But again, everybody, that is basically it for this comic book haul video. I was gonna start putting the list of comics that I got in the description below. So I mean, what I mean by that is I was gonna type it out individually, but I already have a post made specifically for it on the Aetheraeon website. So I'm gonna link you guys to that in the description below if you're interested, and you guys can see the entire list that I have. I will organize these a little bit more so that way it's not all like crunched up inside the description and the description looks like ridiculously long. So I feel like you guys should probably just click on that link and you guys can be redirected over there. But again, everybody, thank you all so much for watching the video, and I truly do appreciate it. Hopefully you all enjoyed this comic book haul, but expect some comic book reviews this week. I'm gonna go ahead and start reading all the stuff that I picked up, and then maybe later on today I'm gonna, you know, go ahead and start reading them, record them, and I can start editing those about tomorrow maybe, or editing them tomorrow. If not, I'll record them tomorrow and start editing it on Wednesday, and then I can start from there, giving you guys some comic book reviews. But I already found a way I can manage between both the gaming channel and the comic book aspect of both of the things. I mean, not the gaming channel, the gaming aspect of the channel and the comic book aspect of the channel. I finally came out with a nice solution. I spend one day recording nothing but comics throughout the entire day, and then on Tuesday I spend the entire day recording gaming content. And gaming content is, in terms, not easier to do, but it's a little bit more easier to do in terms of comic books. And I realized it would be a good idea because then towards the end of the day, on Monday, I can already start editing the first comic book video, and then when I'm recording and start editing the gaming videos, I can actually edit both of them at the same time and make sure that I use Control-S, because Control-S is my favorite thing in the world, especially when Sony Vegas crashes a lot. But anyways, everybody, thank you all so much for watching. My dog is actually sleeping right behind me. You are so adorable. If you don't believe me, let me pick him up right here. He looks pissed. He looks grumpy. I'm sorry. You wanna go to sleep? Go to sleep. Go to sleep. He actually did just flop him. He flopped down. But again, you guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I truly do appreciate it. Thank you to all of you who are telling me, giving me some feedback in terms of my videos and also on the live streams. I really appreciate it. My live streams are actually working now, and I think I found the better platform to stream. You guys will see. You guys will know within the next couple of weeks what streaming platform I choose to stream on. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody. Peace out.